Okay, I hate to admit it, but Arsenal are starting to look like champions. They're playing like champions. They have the mentality of champions, and they're starting to show the world that they have evolved over the last 2 seasons of where they've come up short. And maybe, just maybe this year, it could be their time. I hate to say it, but after watching that performance, Arsenal 2, PSG 0, it is very clear that something organised, something special, and something big could happen at Arsenal this season. I saw two different displays in both halves. One in the first half, which was attacking quality, which was fluid, which was actually allowing those wide players in Martinelli, in Saka, the license to thrill, with Declan Rice commanding that midfield. And then in the second half, I saw Mikel Arteta do what he does best. Gets his team in an organised shape in that 4-2-3-1, compact, narrow, and asking questions of PSG. This is indeed my take on Arsenal 2, PSG 0. If you are new around here, then make sure to smash a like on the channel, subscribe as well, and get in the comments. Do you believe this Arsenal side have the minerals for what it takes to go and win a trophy this season? Because it's something that this fan base has demanded. It's something that us outside of this football club are saying, when, Arteta, when are you going to win another trophy? And all eyes are on them. And I must say, something just seems right at Arsenal right now. After grinding out their result against Man City, after coming behind against Leicester and finding that narrative of scoring late goals, today was more of a professional performance. It was a Champions League stage. And first and foremost, I am focusing on the good of Arsenal before I want to get into PSG. I talked about that fluidity. The way Calafiori now inverts into that double pivot alongside Thomas Partey, allowing Declan Rice to have a more license to thrill, allowing Trossard to get closer and higher to Havertz or Saka or Martinelli and form partnerships. And that is where I feel like Arsenal can unleash their best attacking talents. Let's talk about the goals. Trossard, instrumental in that first goal. The way in which he picked out that pass. Kai Havertz, the bravery to go in for that header against big Donnarumma, who has a massive presence in goal, the Italian international. Well, he wanted it more than Donnarumma and got that key header to take Arsenal into a 1-0 lead around the 20-minute mark. And as said, Arsenal had pretty much been in full control. Previous to that chance, Saka had one on his left foot that he just put over the bar. Kai Havertz had a previous run to the byline, zipped the ball across, no one was there for a tap-in. And Arsenal were basically saying to PSG, we're coming. Now, when you look at that goal, the header from Kai Havertz, it is everything that people are questioning about Arsenal. Where's their number 9? Where's their goal scorer? That clinical edge. Well, Havertz, for me, is starting to say to people, listen, this false 9 role, I've got it under lock. I know what I'm doing. And look, not only am I quite influential out of possession and in possession for Arsenal and picking up, big player of the match displays that he was today, but he's also actually bringing the goods of a goal or an assist. He, for me, is someone now who is taking the pressure, taking the opportunity to be the main man for Arsenal. And Gabriel Jesus cannot get a look in. Second goal, though, was a weird one because, once again, Arsenal and set pieces is the narrative. Bukayo Saka has the free kick wide on the right-hand side. The ball's placed down. Obviously, we know with Saka on it, it's going to be an in-swinger coming into the box on that right-hand side. All of Arsenal's attacking players in the box are all lined up at the back post in a massive huddle, all gathered there. And slowly, as Saka, before he runs up, all these players, like in a train, just start running towards Saka. All of the players start running towards Saka from back post to front post in a straight line. Saka whips in this delicious ball with his left foot. It evades everyone. It evades Martinelli, who would have had a tap-in. It evades Thomas Partey, who would have had a tap-in. It evades Gabriel Magalhaes, who would have had a tap-in. And it evades the most important person, Donnarumma. And so Saka gets a goal out wide on the right-hand side. And that was that. That was the 2 goals tonight. PSG, well, I need to get into them. Done are the days of your Neymars, your Messis, your Mbappes, and PSG could cause a shock here. This PSG is a different type of frog now. And it's one of the frogs that you expect to see on a Disney movie. It's one of the frogs that has, a little pop-up feature, Princess and the Frog. That is what this type of French PSG side is. And as much as it is one for the future, and we shall see how that develops. I'm just going to share with you now on the screen this PSG side to really show what I'm on about here. Okay, you've got Donnarumma, you've got Mendes, you've got Pacho, Marquinhos, Hakimi. Of course, Marquinhos and Hakimi come with experience. But then you've got Vitinha, Ziri Emery, Neves, Barcola. It's all young players. And then, of course, Lee, the striker, starved of service, starved of any joy. It was a horrible, horrible outing for these young PSG players today, and really were not in the game. The only impact we saw from PSG was probably near the end, where they were throwing the kitchen sink at it a bit more. We're starting to have a few more shots from distance. We're really trying to, ask the questions. And Kolo Muani, I've got to ask, what is this guy all about? He's just someone who just seems to be this hype merchant, someone who throws himself to the ground, someone who doesn't really seem a composed striker. And I think they're in trouble, PSG, again on the Champions League stage, because that's where we judge them. We don't judge PSG in Ligue 1. We judge PSG in these competitions, and I think PSG will struggle to get in that top 8 and really probably get knocked out after this knockout stage. I really do. I don't rate them. I think there's a lot to do there, and they did only scrape through their last game as well. And if we go to those statistics, there they are. You can see PSG had all the ball, and the stat merchants would go, yeah, but PSG dominated 65%. They did nothing with it. 2 shots on target compared to Arsenal, 5 shots on target. And people could sit there and go, but Josh, once again, is that not a lucky Arsenal win? Is that not? Are those statistics telling you that Arsenal, once again, like Man City, hardly having the ball, hardly having to, attack and cause questions? Well, I say this. Number one, it goes back to my title. Are Arsenal looking like champions? They're playing smart. They're playing clever. They're playing organised, and they're being clinical. They're taking their few chances that they're creating, and they're taking them. But they're also, once again, a clean sheet tonight. David Raya, Gabriel, William Saliba. It's bloody exciting times for that defence because they look solid. And now adding Jurriën Timber and Calafiori, it's just a really solid defensive unit. Can a defence win you a league? Can a defence win you a trophy? Well, you may have to ask those questions yourself. Right now, Arsenal are saying yes. We don't need to worry about that. We don't need to worry about our attack when our defence is as good as it is. And I still think that is the thing that worries people about Arsenal. The best is still to come. So, to round this up, Arsenal did the job tonight in a very professional manner, in the manner that's expected. But PSG were poor. PSG had a lot of the ball and did nothing with it. Sideways, passive possession. No threat in behind. No threat trying to turn Gabriel or Saliba back to front. And very much Arsenal just had to defend what was in front of them and not have to turn around and run back to their own goal. A lot of work to do for Luis Enrique and that PSG young side. Arsenal, they'll always try and learn and grow on what they have, but I think this side know that they've got a solid base of fundamentals and expect them to put in a very good performance again this weekend against Southampton, going into that international break, where I expect them to score 3 or 4 goals and get into that free-flowing form going into the international break. So, look, Arsenal, well played. Kai Havertz, another outstanding game. And overall, Saliba, Magalhaes, and David Raya, you really seem to have it on lock. Hope you've enjoyed this video. It's been a while since I've uploaded on this channel, and I hope you guys can come out and support it in numbers. Big up to all of you. Let me know your thoughts in the comments of Arsenal, and I'll see you on the next one. Ta-da!